wife is someone that has heart problems, breathing problems. I would not want to test fate. All right. That's just something, no job, no money could ever replace.
Tonight, we know of at least 20 COVID-19 outbreaks at meat processing plants in North Carolina.
But still, the state is not releasing the names of the plants involved. CBS 17's Amy Cutler is live in Raleigh, digging deeper. And Amy, you spoke with the worker at one of those facilities. How concerned are they?
Well, Marius, he is so concerned, in fact, that he is thinking of quitting, even though he doesn't know how he would provide for his wife and children. He tells me him and his fellow employees deserve better.
It's very concerning.
This man works at Pilgrim's Pride in Sanford. The company, one of the largest chicken producers in the country, has a COVID-19 outbreak at this facility.
It's not safe. It's really not safe.
He asked that we not show his face or give his name out of fear he could lose his job. He, like several other workers I spoke with, are frustrated the company isn't providing them with more information. How many of their fellow workers are sick? What department do they work in?
My wife is someone that has heart problems, breathing problems, so only to bring that home.
I reached out to the company, the Lee County Health Department, elected representatives, and the state. No one would tell me how many cases they're dealing with at the plant. The state confirming there are nearly 1,000 cases from 20 outbreaks at plants in 12 counties.
These are also private business organizations, as you well know. So we are working closely to provide them, as we will to many businesses. We'll provide help and technical assistance.
That was the first time the Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services, Dr. Mandy Cohen, was asked about outbreaks at meatpacking plants at Wednesday's press conference. Here's the second time.
We've been doing our assistance to make sure that they are complying with our infection control protocols.
And the third time.
As I look around to other states in terms of displaying these kinds of information, I could only find one other state that had that kind of information. But I hear you. Everyone wants more and more information, and so stay tuned for more information about that.
Now, the state just started releasing information about outbreaks at nursing homes last week. That employee hoping the state will start doing so when it comes to meat processing plants. Live in Raleigh, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News. Joe McCoy's family held a visitation for him earlier this evening. They have a big family. They wanted to have a big funeral in his honor, but that's not possible now.
It's very overwhelming. Very overwhelming.
Mary McCoy is grieving the loss of her husband, Joe, or Bud, as everyone called him.
You miss people being able to hug you, and, mourn with you.
Bud's family wasn't able to see him in the nursing home because of the restrictions in place. At the end, the pandemic also kept them out of the hospice facility. Now this.
We can't have the memorial service we had planned to have.
Bud, a paratrooper in the 82nd Airborne Division. He married Mary back in October of 1961.
He was a man's man. He was a take charge person.
You would have to love him to deal with him, and I did.
Bud died Monday from a spinal cord injury and pneumonia. He was 82 years old. He leaves behind his wife, 4 children, 9 grandchildren, and 10 great-grandchildren.
It's been harder for family to get here. Like, we have family out of state that would like to come, but because of the pandemic, their states are closed, so they can't travel.
We're having to ask them to just have immediate family come.
Orrin Haywood with Haywood Funeral Home says coronavirus has meant changes. People encouraged to wear masks, to keep wakes to fewer than 10 people, and to socially distance. Some opting for smaller gravesite ceremonies with plans to hold a larger memorial service later.
We have phone calls, we have phone chats.
Yeah, so they are able to stay in touch by phone, FaceTime, using whatever technology they can at this point. Now, Bud will be laid to rest tomorrow. They are hoping to have that bigger memorial service sometime in a few months. Live in Raleigh, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News.
I say to all drivers, the crosswalks are there for pedestrians. That's what killed him. Somebody did not do that.
10 crashes at a dangerous intersection, and that doesn't include the deadly crash that local father was talking about.
In this latest one, police confirmed the teen was in the crosswalk on Gorman Street when he was hit and killed. CBS 17's Amy Cutler digging deeper into accidents on that stretch of road. And Amy, the city will be making some changes there?
Yeah, they certainly will, Angela. First, I want to show you the safety measures that they've got in place right now. You can see sign 1 just to my right here. Beyond that, just past the bus stop, you can see sign 2. Then, of course, the crosswalk, that median. Still, pedestrians say it's not enough to keep them safe.
No parent should have to go through that, seeing their child die like that.
I first introduced you to Lester Nixon last week. His son Peter had been out for a run in Raleigh when he was struck and killed in this crosswalk on Gorman Street. The driver remained at the scene and has been charged.
His driver's not knowing the law and not paying attention.
Watch as 4 vehicles fly through the crosswalk, none of them stopping for this bicyclist. Feel safe crossing that intersection?
Not really. You know, it's when you come out of the bush, it's kind of a blind spot.
We also spotted this close call between a recumbent bicyclist and a truck. While pedestrians are supposed to have the right of way, many drivers didn't even slow down.
More often than not, they just blow through, and I have to wait until the coast is perfectly clear. I
requested the crash data for this area for the last 2 years. It shows there have been 10 crashes, not including the fatal one from last week. DOT says 9 of them were rear ends involving vehicles stopping for a crossing pedestrian.
I have had a car basically brush me right behind me, so really close when I was crossing. Like, one person has stopped for me and the next person passed them.
The city telling me they're working to make the crosswalk safer. They plan to add a Hawk pedestrian beacon, a traffic control device, this summer. In the meantime, a rectangular rapid flashing beacon flashing LED lights have been ordered. Back out here live, we will of course keep you posted when that rectangular rapid flashing beacon, I want to make sure I get that right, is installed here. Pedestrians I spoke with say it can't happen soon enough. Live in Raleigh, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News.